Need high-quality video to promote your event, business, or band? We can help.
We're Pixel Pond, a video production team based in the Pacific Northwest, providing high-quality content to clients across the U.S. and Canada.
Whether you want coverage of your live event to promote for next year, or need a camera and a camera operator for your next big project, we can accommodate projects of all sizes.
Your story is important. Visit pixelpondllc.com or send an email to info@pixelpondllc.com to get started today. We can't wait to work with you.
Parental warning. The following podcast is rated T for teen. Please podcast responsibly.
Coming up on Gamers Week podcast. Sega is re-releasing the original Sonic the Hedgehog game and its sequel as a $100 I Am 8-bit anniversary package. The original Sonic comes with a translucent blue cartridge shell, and this sequel ships on an orange cartridge. I mean, we talked about being a little more affordable.
This is more than GTA 6.
Correct.
Yes.
But get a manual with it. Do you get a manual with GTA 6?
No.
You get a code in a box.
It's a code in a box. Code in a box. Yay, yay. In a box, I'm not following.
Your mask makes little clicky sounds when you talk.
I think that's my jaw.
His actual jaw. It's not the mask.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually.
Right. You know you're getting old when.
The Skeletor mask has nothing to do with it. So are you going to explain to the people your makeover?
Yes. It is a cream blend on the pores.
See, Frank says the stream hasn't fully downloaded Donnie's face, just the skull so far.
And you got a big head. And he's wearing a Pantera shirt. Like that's very fitting.
Yeah, baby.
Right.
What you guys are staring at is my Father's Day present. But I also can't wear this thing all night because staring through the pinholes kind of sucks. So this is all you get.
Also, it makes your sound all muffled and terrible.
Yeah, I was going to say the audio version of this is going to be awesome. Are we feeling better?
Yes, very much so.
Siren says, "You were wearing a mask?"
Oh.
Funny. Yeah.
Was the mask prompted by the shaving incident?
Ooh.
A little bit. Steve, you're just, I'm surprised. You just like, it wasn't an immediate like,
Well, I was giving you time to, put yourself back together, get your hat on, get pretty again, and now we can address the elephant in the room.
I'm still waiting for him to get pretty again.
You're a dick.
Games with Coffee says, I audibly gasped.
Yeah.
So on that note, why don't we go ahead and kick things off? Welcome to Gamers Week podcast. Like the name says, we analyze the best, the worst, and the weirdest headlines of the past week of the video game industry. This is episode 218, and today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. My name is Ryan, aka retrogamebrews, and I will be your host for this evening. But I am not alone. I've got two fine, gracious, gorgeous, amazing co-hosts with me, and all the additional adjectives.
You said you were waiting for me to get pretty again, but then you just called me gorgeous. I can't believe you.
I've got complicated feelings, my friend.
Okay.
I love you.
No, you don't.
My first co-host is a woman who wants you to check the box if you want the D. Blue, how are you doing today?
I was combing over a patient's chart the other day at work and just happened to come across this form that had 3 or 4 places where they wanted you to check the box if you wanted the D. And shockingly, this patient had checked none of the boxes. I would have checked all of the boxes. Like, I'll have that D, that one. Yeah.
That's missed opportunities.
It really is.
Excuse me, sir. I think you missed a few boxes.
I don't want that damn D. Get it away from me.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And next up, I've got a man who recently, or with his recent purchase, has shown us that he's just a skella whore looking for his Beastman.
So, like, I'm laying in bed with Beastman, rubbing my long, pointy black fingernails through his chest hair, his fur.
His tuft.
Yeah, there you go, tufts. And it gets caught and snags, and he's like, ah!
But he's totally into it.
Yeah. That's almost like pulling on the nipples for him.
I'm 100% on board for this erotic fiction.
Oh, Rule 34. I'm pretty sure it already exists.
Yeah, it's called CKY2K from...
But yeah.
Simon wants to know if Beastman would still go for it after you shaved.
That's a good question.
Hold on. Would Beastman still go for it after he shaved? After who shaved?
You
Beastman
shaved.
or me?
The beast part. It's gone.
Look,
it's reduced.
it wasn't that hairy to begin with. It was very light. So,
can you do me a favor? Next time you got that mask on, can you also buy a fake mustache and see what a fake mustache looks like on Skeletor?
Done.
All right. Well, want to start your own podcast? Maybe about the first and last annual Jurassic Park 5K foot race, where you don't have to outrun the raptors, just each other. You'll need a place to host your show. Clever girl. Buzzsprout has a user-friendly interface, great analytics, and resources to help you grow your show. And just use the link in the description, and you get $20 credit when you sign up for a paid plan. And we'll jump into our reviews, reactions, and requests. First up from Pigeon Fish. I decided about 2 years ago to stop giving Xbox money. The new CEO almost had me back with the lower prices, talk of exclusives, and return of backwards compatibility, but now she blew it. I'm done. I'm not going to burn my Xbox because, I mean, was expensive, but I already have it. That made me laugh. But I already have, will do. No more. I don't think he's alone in this one.
Xbox has become increasingly difficult to support in the last couple years, and this is just like, you have to drink a swimming pool worth of that Kool-Aid, I think, to continue to want to invest in their ecosystem.
Right.
Or a reflecting pool of Kool-Aid.
Yum.
Topical humor for the win.
Hey, look at me.
Next up from Retro Monster. My Xbox exists only because it's the only thing that I have left to play Blu-rays. I unfortunately have all digitals. PS5, it's all I could get during the Scalpocalypse.
Scalpocalypse.
I was part of that Scalpocalypse.
I know, because you're a dirty, rotten scalper.
I know.
Yeah,
I love money and capitalism. But couldn't you just pick up a Blu-ray player for like $20?
But if you already own the Xbox.
Right.
True. But if you are dead set in moving away from Microsoft Xbox entirely, you could sell that, put the money towards a $20 Blu-ray player. There you go. Problem solved.
The problem is you're going to go to GameStop and they're going to give you $8.
Right. Free investing advice for you, Retro Monster.
All right, and finally up from Cactus Addy, another great episode about escapism and ads. Got a feel for the poor mother who's having a big fight with the spouse, can't sleep, goes downstairs, loads up the game, only to be hit with ads for ED meds and divorce lawyers when it starts. Also, AI sex dolls are projected to be a $1.5 billion market in 2032. Sony clearly patenting tech for those now, which is why those controller designs are for the console and games that doesn't even exist yet. I was yelling at my phone while y'all were missing that.
You're right, Cactus Addy. We did not consider the impending AI sex doll market. Although, if things continue the way they are, ain't nobody going to be buying AI sex dolls. They'll be $1 million bajillion.
Yeah. There's probably black market sex dolls that are just like cardboard and whatnot. And somebody put a chip in them. People are selling them out of the back of a van.
I mean, the one thing I will say is, like, if it's the risky business scene where he goes, how much did you spend on the dinner? And he's like, oh, I spent $60. He's like, oh, how much did you spend on the tickets and blah, 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 blah. He's like, so I guess you're in for $60 odd, and he didn't get laid. Maybe it's the same principle. You don't have to spend money on those things. You can just buy the AI sex doll. That's an investment.
Tiken says you won't be able to afford to ram that doll. Yeah. Davey says Elon will be the only one able to afford the sex dolls. I don't know. He's only a billionaire now.
Oh, that's right. He went down, right?
Yeah, he went down.
SpaceX.
Yeah,
Thoughts and prayers for poor Elmo.
all right. So why don't we go ahead and shout out our patrons?
We couldn't do what we do without the help of our gorgeous patrons. Here are the generous folks supporting Gamers Week on Patreon. Moradib, the Wizard of Zardoz, Gravity Cores, Nerdpod, Michael, all right, give me ham on 5, hold the mayo, Lakite, Emo-esque, Bill Tucker, you know the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps, fruitcakes, I hate it when my Schwartz gets twisted, pickled pepper, Ducks with Thick Thighs, absolutely the best podcast, a work in progress, Funyuns, the Spotify comment daddy, Bobson Dugnut, Blue's Little Sis, Parlor Daddy, Retro Gaming Dev, Retro Blast Pat, B&T Zilla Guy, The Tense and Undercaffeinated Milkman, Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Artie, The Strongest Man, Frank Grande, Love Retro BTW, Steven Sand, Ramboski, Terry Kinnair, Don't Make Me Pull This Car Over, The Best Part of Waking Up is Games with Coffee, Hybrid Divide, You Fall Before Me, The Let's Play Princess, The Shorty, The Pixel Pond Family, including Shannon and Luke and the Skee Ball Daddy, Zach aka Old Cluster Nuts, Puzzle Butter, Number One, Blue Simp Gimp, Pimp with a Pet Wimp, Chimp eating a crimp limp shrimp while riding a primp dimp blimp, John Barron, Sassy Sony, Evo Les Cyrum, The Adventures of Chibi RGB. Follow Chibi RGB as he enjoys at PBJ after his BBL recovery in NYC. Now available at every Books A Million, Mega Retroman, and Gamatroid.
We have too much fun. Our patrons have too much fun.
If you like what you hear today, and we really hope you do, please consider joining us on Patreon. Your support helps cover the cost of producing the show, as well as other cool stuff we'll be doing, like prizes and giveaways. You'll also gain access to our bi-weekly patron-only bonus cast called Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. Visit patreon.com/gamersweek or follow the link in the show notes to learn more. And as a reminder, we're including the link to the GoFundMe for our patron, Sheriff Snacks, aka Brandon, who's currently undergoing a battle with cancer. We love him, so please consider helping and sharing.
And my boy got to ring the bell this week. Congratulations, Snacks.
Yeah. Awesome news.
Congrats, Snacks.
Blue, would it kill you to
Just
once?
One
time.
And you do that one time and you
us.
save it, right? And then we just use it every time. So you don't have to do it live every time, but just once.
You know, I'm a little worried for you two that you have so little else going on in your heads that this is such a big deal for you.
What? So, wanting us to be a team and actually all of us chip in?
Conformity.
That's too much work.
It makes the dream work.
Conformity is not something I'm interested in.
You're not conforming. You're just doing it once and then going back to your regular anarchist.
The more you complain,
operandi.
the more joy I get out of not doing it.
Little thing pops up. It says new kink unlocked.
Yep. Beg harder.
The Xbox sound of
beg harder.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and jump into our headlines?
This headline segment is proudly sponsored by absolutely the best podcast, A Work in Progress. Oh, they changed it. A Work in Progress. It's no longer the exclamation point.
I did because I got tired of you guys yelling it.
Well, I just won't.
You get to change things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I make the notes, so I change them.
I guess we got to play along and not yell, right?
A Work in Progress. Each episode, George and Zach discuss and rank all the best things, and right now they're ranking every movie in the Alien vs. Predator connected universe. This week they've got a trivia question for us. What is the name of the 1977 Cinematronics game that has the distinction of being the first commercially available arcade cabinet with vector graphics? Visit them at absolutelythebest.net or follow the link in the show notes. The term vector graphics makes me immediately think of what's the game with the dial? Is that Tempest?
Yeah, Tempest is one of them. Yep.
Okay, that Tempest is the first game that makes me think of vector graphics immediately. So that's what I'm going with.
I was thinking Star Castle which again is another vector graphic game. But I don't know. I think Tempest and Star Castle both came out in like the real early 80s. It may even be 81 or 80. But 77 seems super early. And I don't know of any game that's 77. I mean, you have to go back.
Like that's a little bit before my,
yeah. Same. And I'm not a huge fan of vector graphics anyway, and I've got a Vectrex.
Yeah, I was about to say. Well, hold on.
You're a huge fan of hoarding. That's
Correct.
why you have one.
That is 100%
Didn't
correct.
Asteroids have vector graphics?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right. Well, then my guess is Tempest.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Star Castle.
The answer is Atari Space Wars.
Space Wars.
So when
See, Zach's saying Asteroids did. I thought it did, but I guess it wasn't released in 1977. Yes, it most certainly does. The way the ship looks, the rocks are, the way the rocks are shaped.
Nerd fight.
Well, you misspoke because he says not Atari.
Atari was it was Atari Space Wars, wasn't it?
Cinematronic.
Oh yeah, Blue messed up, not me. Okay.
Yeah, correct. Yep, we're good. We're all good.
Do you feel better? Do you feel better now?
I do, because you wouldn't conform. So ipso facto. Cinematronic Space Wars. Interesting.
Well, Donnie looks it up. Why don't we go ahead and start with our first headline? This week's headlines. After months of waiting, Valve has finally announced that the Steam Machine, its new living room friendly PC, will start at $1,049 and go on sale beginning June 29th. Valve will sell 4 configurations of the Steam Machine: a 512 gigabyte model for $1,049, a 512 gigabyte model with a bundled Steam controller for $1,128, a 2 terabyte model for $1,349.
Don't mind Donnie. He's just making dismissive wanking gestures.
I don't want to miss him finishing. That's and a 2 terabyte model with a bundled Steam controller for $1,428. At these prices, the Steam Machine is considerably more expensive than the consoles it's arguably competing with: a digital PS5, which costs $599, an Xbox Series X, which costs $649, and a PS5 Pro, which costs $888. And that's after they got all the price hikes.
$899.
What did I say that?
You said $888.
Did I really?
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Okay, $899. And that's after they all got the price hikes. It also appears that the Steam Machine isn't meaningfully improved over those options either. Early reviews are putting its performance at roughly equivalent to that of a PS5, but nearly 6 years after the PS5 launched. In theory, the Valve proposition of the Steam Machine is that it can play your library of Steam games you may have accumulated over the years or even decades, and it's full Linux PC that you can customize to your heart's content. However, this also means that any game with anti-cheat software requiring kernel-level access is entirely off the table. That includes GTA Online, Apex Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, and more. Valve says that it's selling the Steam Machine for the cost of its components alone instead of subsidizing the price. But the ongoing RAM crisis has forced Valve to ship each of its Steam Machines with one of 2 configurations: either a single 16 gigabyte stick or 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes each. The latter can have a negative impact on the gaming performance, and buyers won't know what they're getting until they take it home and open it up. Difference is entirely down to supply issues, with Valve forced to use whatever memory it was able to procure. While it remains to be seen what sales will end up looking like, all of this seems to be adding up to not quite console, not quite PC, that likely only the biggest Valve fanboys will be showing up for. Called it.
Yeah, same here. And you know what feels good?
When you put your... Never mind.
Well, when you rub the peanut butter on the special places. When I heard this, the first thing that came to mind, was the Antonio Banderas meme from Assassins, where he just... I was f***ing right.
I mean, we anticipated this. We said, if it's not around the $800 mark, this is going to suffer greatly. It's not going to hit the marketplace that it needs to and the price point that it needs to.
Yep.
And they're going to price themselves out of the market. And the fact that you don't even know what you're getting from a RAM standpoint until you get the thing. That's a huge oversight. And you know what? I get it, because then they're saying, well, nobody's going to buy the 2 8 gigs. If you get it, it's just going to get returned. But I think that's going to scare off people from buying it in general when they know that they could potentially get the derpy version.
The derpy box, yeah.
This is terrible, terrible business decisions. Gabe, you are better than this. And with the Steam Deck, I mean, they knocked it out of the park in many ways for that, because I think people were so enamored with, the novelty, but also the fact that you had access to your Steam library on the thing. This gives you that, but the fact that you can't, like it said, you can't play games that require kernel level access. And those just happen to be some of the most popular games in the world. You're really limiting who is going to buy this. I mean, at front, most people, when you were looking at it, you were saying, all right, well, this is an opportunity to get into PC gaming potentially. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Yeah, it kind of priced itself out of being an entry-level machine.
Right.
This is an announcement that everybody on the internet seems to have an opinion about. And it's been interesting to see how those different opinions are split. There's the people who are arguing in Valve's favor. It's not their fault. It's the price of the components, blah, blah, blah. There's everybody else who's pointing out that, well, Valve's not hurting for money. Obviously, Gabe just bought a super mansion to go along with his super yacht. So they could afford to sell this at a loss, but if they sell it for a loss, then what's to stop people from just buying one, stripping the parts, and using the RAM for other things? I think what everything comes down to is that there's just no winners here. There's no good news here, and there's no winners. Right. The only thing that Valve could probably realistically do to avoid having to price this so high is just to not release one whatsoever, which you got to think that there's never been a worse time to try to put out hardware. And yet the next generation is looming. All these companies and their shareholders are demanding, and quite a bit of their audiences as well, demanding, give us the next machine. But at some point, people just can't afford it anymore. Right. You just literally can't. I know that Valve pricing this at cost of the components, that was probably the best that they could realistically do from a business perspective, is just not put a profit on top of it. But I'm just tapped out. I've got nothing more to give you billionaires and your shareholders. I cannot buy any more of the things. Shit is just too expensive. So I'm out. And it doesn't care whether you're pro Valve or anti Valve or whatever. I'm sick of billionaires. I got nothing more to give. Sorry, that's just the reality of it.
And the billionaires are the ones who have created this problem with all of the AI data centers. That's it.
I'm so tired of billionaires. I'm so tired of their shit, and I'm tired of their prices. And I'm just I'm done.
Their apathy for everyone who is not a billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
At what point do video games just no longer become viable for the average person? I think we've hit that point. Yep. I think we've hit that point when companies are continuously trying to bleed us dry with every single game they put out. When companies are trying to put out $100 video games, or taking an old game and spreading it out amongst 3 games and charging you $79 for it. Now, with consoles, it used to be, hey, this console's been out for 3 or 4 years. Guess what? We're going to price drop it to get it into more homes. Nope. Plot twist. We're going to raise prices by $100. You're like, what the? Are you okay? That's a bold move. We'll see how it plays out. It's not playing out well. No. In today's economy, you can't be charging people an arm and a freaking leg. And now that the Steam machine is coming out in those prices, I could go out and now, probably not right now, a very run-of-the-mill PC for $1,000, that doesn't seem out of the ballpark. Maybe it would cost a little bit more, but then I get the opportunity of upgrading that if I want to, with my video card, with a motherboard, with anything else that I could take those parts out. I could resell to somebody else. Bam, there you go. Now I have a modern PC again.
And that's kind of what I've liked about this announcement, is the army of YouTubers are taking this as challenge accepted. We're going to show you how to build a PC for less than that, and it's going to be 1,000 times better than the Steam machine. Of course, you got to, have a little know-how and some elbow grease and do it yourself. Yeah. But like it says, the who is this for territory has really come to bear with this price announcement, because it's not the budget solution anymore. It's not powerful enough for people looking for improved experience. It's not powerful enough for the PC people. Literally, this is just for people who are either an Uber fanboy and just are on their knees begging to suck off Gabe, or they're idiots with too much money and just buying shit without knowing what it is. Those are the only two types of people who will be buying this thing.
The sad part is, though, this seems like it's a harbinger of what's to come for every other console that's going to come out after this. Yeah. If they're selling this at cost and we continue to see this RAM crisis, hold on to your favorite console, because let's be honest, my guess is that this, and I hate to be the person who says this, but my guess is that this is going to have a huge impact and make gaming a luxury hobby.
Yeah, unfortunately, like Dex in Disguise said earlier in the chat, Switch 2 at $500 being the budget solution is wild.
Right.
Yeah, and they're increasing their prices. Now, that's not to say that you couldn't have a Steam Deck and still play a wide variety of games that, go on sale for like $5, 99 cents, $10, what have you. There is still a numerous amount of those games that still exist. And like Simon said, I have all of my backlog available for myself to play. So it's not like I need to go out and spend money on brand new games when the entire backlog is going to keep me as entertained as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully you already got your Steam Deck and you're not trying to get one now when all the prices of everything are going up. Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Canadian Size says, just as a reminder, play date, just $229. And it'd be a great way to play Portals and Princess.
Princess and Portals.
Princess and Portals. That's the one I meant. No. This is it's a marketing thing. I say it wrong so that you have to think about it, right? And then it's like, right,
smart.
Right,
4D chess. Yeah.
Not just a pretty face. Like I said, I think this is going to be the theme of 2027. No new consoles, kids.
Nope.
I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to invest in pitchforks and torches. Start selling those, You know
what? That I will invest in.
I would love to see that. In my lifetime, I would love to see the collective just burn everything down.
We do not advocate for violence here on this podcast officially.
We're not officially vigilante supporters.
No.
Wink.
But I do like the Punisher.
I think a best case scenario is, because this was also pointed out in our Discord, we had a lot of really good discussion about this, that Xbox and Sony and Nintendo could conceivably sell their next-gen machines at a loss because they get a bigger cut of the software sales than Steam does. Because even if Steam is getting 30% on sales, like Donnie was referring to, all those $5 games, that ain't enough to pay the bills. And so that's why they, in theory, that's why selling this thing at a loss was also not an option. So in theory, Sony and Xbox and Nintendo could do that, but we all know they're not going to, because they got shareholders screaming about they haven't had enough money today.
Didn't Xbox say that they sell every single console at a loss?
They have for years.
Yeah. So it's nothing new for any of them.
Right. But Xbox was a series of bad decisions and money mismanagement and whatnot. So it's...
No, it wasn't. It's the monetization, remember?
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
They're subsidizing your entertainment because they're just nice guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Excuse me while I throw up in my mouth.
I know, I did.
As I think we've said in many times, I hate this timeline. I want a new one.
Yeah. Games with Coffee says, history books will note this down as the beginning of the end of the current video game industry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they had the chip shortage in the 80s. So there was, like, Nintendo, I know, struggled with that for a while. And then chips started coming back. But this, to me, is... I don't see an end to it because of just the proliferation of AI. And the AI train has gained momentum, and there's nothing stopping it.
My company is rolling out AI, like it is heavily invested in AI, from ChatGPT-like platforms to AI agents. And that's like one thing that stuck with me yesterday is like the term agent. Oh, we're rolling out these AI agents. And I'm like, I've heard that phrase before. Oh, shit. This is now the Matrix. They're going to go scorch earth and we're going to be living underground. It's bad. It's horrible. And this is like what they said about this being the end of the video game industry in this phase as we know it. Like, what's it? This is be the third iteration, right? This is so if you had the 80s with the crash, with Atari and Nintendo rising from the ashes, and then Sega just pretty much bowing out, making horrible decisions and leaving the industry and changing it to where Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft were now the top three. It's scaling up to be something epic because we feel like Microsoft might be going away with Xbox. They might be subsidizing it, selling it off, and AI taking over everything with video games. It's no longer price feasible for us, for the average person to get into this hobby.
Yep.
And all because we've convinced ourselves that AI is going to be the future of everything and that we don't really know what we're going to use it for yet, but we got to have it around just in case. And by the way, let's go ahead and raise the price of NVIDIA stock and X stock and Palantir stock because we're anticipating that this is going to mean something someday.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We don't know what we're going to use it for. But God forbid we be left behind when everybody else figures out what we're going to use it for.
We have to be first. We have to be first, no matter what.
And I love that AI agent thing. Like, by the way, when we say that, we're not replacing anybody's job with these AI agents. Trust us. We swear.
We promise.
By the way, you have a one-on-one with your manager tomorrow.
I do have a one-on-one with my manager tomorrow.
Oh, no!
Did it just pop up and is there an HR person in there?
There is. I'm just gonna close the.
You see like the two people there, you're like, boing.
Yep. You know what? I'll see myself out. I'm good.
You're not getting your computer back.
I'm scalping this shit.
My precious.
All right, well, that was depressing. Speaking of, no. With a release date committed to and a huge sales guarantee, one of the last big questions around GTA 6 was the price tag. Today, we received the answer. $79.99 for Standard Edition, $99.99 for the Ultimate Edition, with the physical editions now confirmed to be only a code in a box. The price of GTA 6 has been one of the biggest talking points in the video game industry, with some analysts suggesting Rockstar could go as high as $100 for the base game. It hasn't gone quite that far yet, but by selling at $79.99 price, it may open the floodgates for all new AAA games to follow suit. Only Nintendo has sold a new game for $80 so far, switched to launch title Mario Kart World, with Microsoft backtracking on its own plans to do the same last year. However, Piers Harding Rolls, head of games research at Ampere Analyst, told GameIndustry.biz that many players will choose to order the Ultimate Edition, meaning a healthy number of sales at a $100 figure for Rockstar regardless. Discussion of the price of GTA 6 comes amid speculation that it may be the most expensive video game ever made, with parent company Take-Two estimated to have spent $1 to $1.5 billion so far. Earlier this year, the Business Insider suggested that the eye-watering budget based on industry analyst estimations. As part of the interview with Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, Zelnick wouldn't say how much the company had spent on GTA 6 so far, but did admit it was expensive. Given this, it's a bit of a shock that Rockstar didn't swing for the fences with a $100 standard base price. But according to Reese Elliott, head of market analyst for Alina Analytics, not doing so was the right choice because the real cash cow is GTA Online, capping GTA 6's addressable audience at launch to squeeze the base price would have been penny-wise and pound-foolish, Elliott said.
How about no?
Okay, so what is it that they're doing that costs $1 billion to make this game? And can we go and just say the first game ever made that cost $1 billion was about Florida Man?
So okay, I want to read this. It's from IGN. It says, to put GTA 6's $1.5 billion estimate into context, most of the AAA video game budgets that make headlines do so for being in the hundreds of millions of dollars range. Bungie's recently released Extraction Shooter reportedly had a budget of over $250 million, for example. Concord's initial development deal was around $200 million. In 2023, new documents submitted as part of the Xbox Federal Trade Commission case release accidentally revealed The Last of Us Part 2 and Horizon Forbidden West each cost more than $200 million to develop. Last year, the astronomical development budgets of the Call of Duty games were revealed for the first time after a court document confirmed Activision pumped $700 million into Black Ops Cold War alone, although that was over the shooter's life cycle. GTA 6 clearly surpasses them all. And then, so I looked up how much money has GTA 5 made.
800 renditions of it?
Yeah, over its lifespan, this is from Forbes, over its lifespan, GTA 5 has sold 225 million units across 3 console generations and PC and earned roughly $10.38 billion over its lifespan, half of that coming from GTA Online. So
how much did it cost to develop for GTA 5?
Probably not 10.38 billion.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, that's what it made. But do you have an estimate on what it cost for that development? Because it's only, 1 to 1.5 billion for development of GTA 6.
Only.
Yeah, only.
By Grabthar's hammer. It doesn't say, but it does say in 2013, Grand Theft Auto 5 earned $815.7 million in its first 24 hours. Adjusted for inflation, that's $1.16 billion today. So in theory, this astronomical development cost could be made up within 24 hours.
No way. I'm sorry. I'm calling it right now. That shit ain't happening.
Yeah, 2013 is a hell of a lot different than 2026 when everything is so expensive, when people are losing their jobs, when rent and mortgages are through the roof, and you cannot afford to be a human being and live in the United States comfortably. So
right.
I don't believe that those numbers are going to it's going to wipe away their budget that they spent on developing the game in 24 hours, let alone a week. Especially since you only get a fucking code in a package.
It's a code in a box.
What? No, thanks.
And what Dux was saying, so this is unconfirmed, but Dux was saying that in GTA 6, if you don't buy the premium version, there's some shops that you can't even go into.
Oh, that's dirty. Oh, that's dirty.
Right.
Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
See, but here's the thing. This franchise may be the only one that is immune to all of what you just said, Donnie. All of what you just said is correct. But they also, I think, don't matter when it comes to Grand Theft Auto. Because Grand Theft Auto 5 has been a juggernaut for the last 10 years, 12 years, whatever it is. 2013, so that would have been 13 years. Mm-hmm. And as ridiculous as it is, in theory, if you were going to invest in one AAA game for the next decade, this would be the one to do.
It is. Yeah.
Because at least, for all their other faults, Rockstar tends to support their games, historically, until the bitter frickin' end.
GTA 6 has been so anticipated for so long. So, I mean, it will be a monstrous first day. It will break records. I guarantee you that. It's interesting, too. It's like the biggest game ever is a fucking Grand Theft Auto game. Banging hookers, is that still a thing? Do we still do that in these games?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean,
then that's and for that reason, I'm out.
You just need a mod for that.
Yeah, you're still pulling people out of cars. You're still shooting people. You're still killing cops and getting 5-star wanted levels and trying to escape that stuff. But no prostitutes, no banging prostitutes. Yeah, $100 collector's edition. I can get on board with that. God knows I've spent $100 on collector's editions, or $175 on a collector's edition. $79 for a standard game. Okay, you know what? I can still get on board with that. But the problem is they're making it all completely 100% digital. That I cannot get on board with. They can do anything they want with it. They change something. It's like, oh, here, okay, you bought this game. Well, guess what? Now you got to pay a little bit extra to access this stuff. Hold on. I was already included with that. Nope. Sorry. We changed this stuff. It's just like DirecTV, how they used to do. Oh, here's your package. Oh, we're going to take this channel and we're going to move this up into another package. So now you've got to upgrade if you want to get that channel. But I already had this channel in my package. What are you doing?
Tiken says you can actually see him turning into the Joker.
It's like this that pisses me off. The fact that we can't pop in a game and play it immediately. We have to wait for updates and patches and all this crap, and them siphoning out our money, every single cent that we have on an existing game. I'm almost ready to call it quits with modern gaming.
Well, fortunately, our next story will be about a very affordable retro game.
There we go. Nice segue, Blue. All right, Sega is re-releasing the original Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, and I'm not going to say that other one because that's not a real name of the console game, and its sequel as $100 IM 8-bit anniversary package, set to ship in Q3 2026. The Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 35th Anniversary Legacy Cartridge Collection are special cartridges that are playable on NTSC Sega Genesis consoles. The original Sonic comes with a translucent blue cartridge shell, and this sequel ships on an orange cartridge. According to an IM 8-bit, one of the 8 cartridges sold will come with special Chaos Emerald versions. Each copy comes packaged with a full-color instruction booklet featuring restored artwork and new forward, housed in a custom packaging design. The games are up for pre-order now and will ship in waves later this year. The retro releases were announced during a special 35th anniversary live stream on Tuesday. During the stream, Sega has announced Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch 2 and a pair of Sonic game collections for Nintendo Switch. Sega declared its plans to mark Sonic the Hedgehog's 35th anniversary earlier this year, including a digital content highlighting Sonic's evolution across the decades. Fans meet up, brands and retail partnerships featuring limited merchandise, museum pop-ups and art exhibits, live concert celebrations, and a brand new narrative podcast. Squee!
So you see, retro gaming is far more affordable.
Well, $100.
$100.
Look at the value that you get. I mean, you get the physical cartridge, you get a translucent shell, which, I mean, come on. But you get everything that you get as far as the instruction, the full color premium instruction booklet with restored artwork and an all new forward. That to me, I mean,
$100?
I know. It's a little special because it's the 35th anniversary. But if they wanted to do this with a lot of their older games, but not at that price point, okay.
I mean, Sega's, I wonder how many of those IPs they still own.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because if it's like Vector Man and Rystar, like nobody's going to buy those.
I mean, even this is a stretch. Honestly, it's a stretch. $100 for a game that's, you could pick that up at any flea market, at any lot that you have on Facebook Marketplace. I could go on eBay right now and probably pick up Sonic the Hedgehog, the original one, for $1.
I think I probably have 3 downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a very common cartridge that you're smoking a little bit of crack if you think a lot of people are going to jump on this for $99 just for the blue shell, or the off chance that they might get the emerald green version, which you see that guaranteed probably $200 it'll go up for on eBay.
I'll be honest with you. I think that this is one of those things where it goes, who is this for? And the answer is somebody who's going to use it as shelf candy.
Games with Coffee says,
coffee.
Yeah, me secretly hoping to get the Chaos Emerald variant.
Yeah.
IM 8-bit has previously launched similar legacy cartridges for classic games such as Street Fighter II, Mega Man X, Earthworm Jim, Excavator, Battletoads, Disney's Aladdin, and Disney's Lion King.
Not a bad lineup.
Clearly, they're doing well enough for that. I mean, there is a little bit of provenance too. It's a special 35th anniversary edition. Obviously, it's going to be a lot less common than the original cartridge, and it will probably go up in price, and especially if you keep it sealed. So, yeah, they know their audience. They know who they're selling to. I mean, we talked about being a little more affordable.
This is more than GTA 6.
Correct.
Yes.
But get a manual with it. Do you get a manual with GTA 6?
No.
You get a code in a box.
It's a code in a box. Code in a box. Yay.
Yeah, I mean, like on the one hand, there's a lot of people are very excited to have the opportunity to own a glowed up piece of your childhood and have it on your shelf and get to experience that joy all the time. And then there's the part of me that is so tired of billionaires is also just exhausted of having our memories repackaged and sold back to us.
Mm-hmm.
So whichever side of that fence you fall on, you do you. Like I said, I can't buy shit anymore. I can't, I'm tapped out.
Luxury items.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
100% luxury items. Can't do it anymore.
Get a retro pie and have a great day. But you got to tell everybody you got one.
That is part of the disclosure you have to sign when you purchase the Raspberry Pi, that you must mention it every single time.
Yeah, and tell people how you built it.
You're vegan, you vape, you want a retro
Love
pie.
weed. Oh, I smoke, bro. Yeah. So
We're 20 friendly.
would you play new games on retro consoles? And I speak specifically about the newer, like we talked last week or 2 weeks ago about the 8-bit Cuphead spinoff that's coming out on the Master System and Sega Genesis. If companies were to start doing that and developing games, new games for older systems, sort of like a revolution or a renaissance, if you will, of Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, if that were the normal now, and they were awesome games that were very unique, or they were sequels to games that had already come out, would you play them on old consoles?
Well, the problem is it's just so limiting because who has a Mega or a Master System besides people like you and me, Donnie?
Yeah. Besides the awesome people.
Right.
Again, the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, you can find very cheap. On any given day, you could probably pick up one for $50 or $60.
Sure.
A Sega Genesis console, maybe even less than that. But if this were to be a thing now where they weren't creating new consoles, or maybe somebody did, I know they're still pumping out the Sega Genesis Mega Drive in Brazil. So
I think they just stopped that recently, though.
did they?
I want to say.
Well, the homebrew scene has proven that people will still play new games developed for old hardware, but it's very, very niche.
Yeah. And like I would want to see like something that comes out for the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo, the original box, the clamshell box, what have you, with the instruction booklet, inserts and stuff like that. Make it that sort of experience because we don't get shit anymore.
You get a code in a box.
Yeah, you get a code. You get a plastic case and that's it.
I'm not particularly interested in buying new cartridges for the retro hardware. I barely use the retro hardware as it is. It's just a pain in the ass to set up, to use. It doesn't work with TVs anymore. Like it takes so much extra effort that I just don't have the energy for. I treasure this stuff. I want to keep it. I want to preserve it. But if you're asking me if I would realistically use it, nah.
I will say, if this was $40, I'd be on top of this immediately.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Wonder if the reason that it's $100 too is that maybe there's a licensing thing for it, but I don't know.
I think it's just that they know they can charge it and people will pay it.
That's fair. That's fair. It was like back in the day, like in the 2000s, they asked an executive at GM, why are you charging, $20,000-$30,000 for a car when it costs you, a fraction of that? And he said, because people will pay it.
Back when executives were at least a little bit honest.
Yeah. Let them keep doing it. I mean, we're not telling them no.
And you know what? What's going to happen is you're going to be able to finance your games. So
Why would you put that out there in the
I'm just saying.
universe?
I'm just saying.
No, you shouldn't f***ing say it. What brings you into US Bank today? Well, I'd like to finance a copy of GTA 6 and a PlayStation 5 Pro. Like, ooh, let's run your credit.
Oh.
Well, for a whopping $120 a month for the next 19 months.
Rent a center.
That's not funny, you guys. It's probably totally going to happen next gen.
Yeah. Way to go, Ryan.
I f***ed up.
Sometimes we give out bad ideas too.
All right. So why don't we go ahead then finish up today? Not finish up, but jump onto our next section here on top 3 new releases.
That was the smoothest segue we've ever had
Eat my ass.
in 218 episodes. First up, we've got Dark Scrolls out on Switch and PC. Dark Scrolls is an 8-bit inspired fantasy-themed action platformer that fuses shmup-style chaos with roguelike progression and is packed with charm, challenge, and secrets. Set forth on your quest with one of the worthy yet quirky heroes in solo or co-op mode, local and online. Hack, slash, and dodge through hordes of enemies and deadly traps in procedurally generated runs of handcrafted rooms and levels using each hero's unique attacks and abilities to your advantage. Next up is Deer and Boy, out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. In this poetic cinematic platformer, a runaway boy meets a fawn. As their bond grows, so do their abilities and the emotional weight of their journey, where silence speaks louder than words. Everyone finds their own meaning in this contemplative experience, perfect for solo play or sharing with family. And finally, Star Fox, out on Switch 2. Join Fox McCloud and the Star Fox team as you fight to protect the Lilat system from the clutches of the evil scientist, Dr. Andros. Take to the skies and stars as you blast your way through enemies in this action-packed adventure. This cinematic take on the Star Fox 64 story features new fully voiced dialogue, an epic orchestral soundtrack, and a complete visual overhaul for the Nintendo Switch 2 system. So out of these three, what are you in for, Donnie?
Well, so whenever I initially saw this list, like Deer and Boy, like, oh, come on, that's some sort of cute shit. Like, I'm not going to be into it. Then I saw the gameplay and I'm like, oh, this kind of reminds me of that game Inside. It's a little puzzler game and whatnot. Not as dark, but that's what reminds me of it. And I had fun with that game. Star Fox, I don't own a Switch 2. I will never buy a Switch 2. So unless this comes out somehow for the original Switch, I'll never play Star Fox.
It ain't.
But it looks freaking amazing. Are you kidding me? And then there's Dark Scrolls. Dark Scrolls is it's a platformer shmup type thing that, I mean, you look at the artwork. The artwork alone immediately drew me in. Like it's given me old school Final Fantasy vibes. But it's all platformer. And when I started looking at the gameplay, it reminded me of Adventure Island right off the bat.
And it looks like one of the characters is a chef, at least kind of looks like, and it looked like he was throwing pizzas. And like that's his attack.
That's awesome. So I think for me, since I'm not going to play or I'm not going to buy a Switch 2, and although Deer and Boy looks fun, I think the game that I'm going with right now is Dark Scrolls. If I did have a Switch 2, I would totally be on board with Star Fox. But since I don't, it's Dark Scrolls for me.
Very well. What about you, Ryan? How many copies of Star Fox would you like?
Interestingly enough, I don't know if Star Fox is going to be the one that I would pick this week. In fact, in the poll, I didn't vote for it.
I was making a Slippy Toad joke and you just skipped over it.
I know. I'm deadpanning you.
Thank you.
Arguably, Star Fox 64 is the best Star Fox game that's ever been made. I can admit that. It is way better than Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, even Star Fox 2. I mean, we pretend Star Fox Adventures doesn't exist. But I think it's a smart move. They took the best game, they upgraded the graphics, and upgraded the gameplay. Cool. I've never been into Star Fox that much. So not really my thing, and I don't know how to Switch to. So it's what it is. Now, Deer and Boy, I am struggling with this because the game knows I like animals, and
but you hate toads.
I want a pet deer to hang out with and go on adventures with. I don't want to have to solve puzzles because this feels like Lost Vikings with a deer.
And I love Lost Vikings.
Lost Vikings is fun because they fart and they burp and stuff. If the deer farts, I'm so in for this game. Right? It does look kind of good though. So am I willing to frustrate myself with puzzles because it looks pretty, it looks like it's fun, and you get a little fun baby deer hanging out with you that grows up as you grow up.
Oh, what if you have to kill it? What if it gets like shot between the eyes, like Bambi style?
Then you go on like a rampage, just start murdering everyone. Mm-hmm. Right. So then, the game picks up from there. Which brings you to Dark Souls. This looks awesome.
Dark Scrolls.
That's what I said.
You said Dark Souls.
No, I said Scrolls.
Okay.
I know I said Dark Souls. All right. Dark Scrolls looks so good. It's the shmup I always wanted. It's Final Fantasy meets Contra. And I am all here for it. This looks amazing. So I cannot wait to play this. I am downloading it as soon as possible. No liar game brews needed for this one. It looks that good. So, Blue, what are you in for?
Ditto to everything you guys said about Dark Scrolls. Looks super fun. Early reviews are mid for whatever that is. It counts for, but I still think, depending on the price point, I would still give it a chance.
Mm-hmm. There is a bundle right now on Steam for 3 games, including Dark Scrolls, for $8.
Oh,
that's a no freaking brainer. Then,
yeah.
All right, 100% for Dark Scrolls. Punch it. Deer and Boy, absolutely not. I'm not going anywhere near this game. It's a puzzler. It looks beautiful. It looks heartwarming, touching, gorgeous, music, wonderful. The deer makes the saddest little squeaky noises.
Are you worried something bad is going to happen to the deer?
I don't play animal games. I don't. Because if something happens to the deer, I will be destroyed. And I cannot do it. I can't do it. So I'm not going anywhere near. That game terrifies me. I would rather play any horror game on the planet over Deer and Boy. Not going to do it.
Gamer Week plays on Monday streams.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sick.
That's something in my throat.
So that brings us to Star Fox. And like you guys said, this looks incredible. I'm going to say it's only $49, which for a new game, at least it's not one of the ones that Nintendo's trying to make $80 or even $70. So in this economy, a $50 game, brand new game, feels like a win. So I'm in for Star Fox and Dark Scrolls.
You know what you're going to find out years later is that Deer and Boy was the perfect game for you. And you're going to play it.
Never played it.
Right. And then you're going to go and play it. Right. And the entire world is going to crash. Right. And like an EMP strike is going to hit everywhere and just ruin all of your copies of it. And you will get what you deserved in that moment.
If that is the biggest concern that I have in that scenario, I think I'm doing pretty well. We also asked the patrons what they wanted to play. Deer and Boy got 14% of the votes. Dark Scrolls got 18%. Star Fox, the overwhelming winner, with 50% of the votes. Ryan predicted 80, and he was wrong. Everyone should just know that.
Coffee, Ryan predicted 80.
And 18% of people said, I'd rather endure wet socks for an entire year.
That's
we have got some masochists in the Patreon.
Hands down the worst feeling of all time. Burned at the stake, totally fine. Wet socks?
Wet socks? No. So, in case you were wondering, people, on Steam right now, there are at least 3 very, very well-priced bundles for the Dark Scrolls Launch Edition. Dark Scrolls, a game called Gunbrella, and Gato Roboto for $8.09. Gato Roboto looks like a throwback to a classic Game Boy game, like Game Boy Mega Man, maybe. There's also a bundle with those 3 games, plus Crypt of the Necrodancer for $10. And then another bundle for $11.68. You take out Crypt of the Necrodancer and slide in The Messenger.
Those are all like really well-renowned indie games.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a no-brainer.
Dark Scrolls is in some really great company.
I think I have to do one of these.
Sliding it in. He's got to do one of these.
Are you going to pick the biggest one?
You always have to pick the biggest one. But which one's the biggest
Trust
one?
me, you don't always have the biggest one.
Donaldo, are you shopping right now?
Oh, yeah, shit. Sorry. Before we move, I was going to get into my card.
Don't let us interrupt. We'll wait.
Okay, hang on. Let me put my credit card information here. Before we move on, let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This segment is proudly sponsored by the Retro Game Club podcast. It's a fantastic family-friendly retro gaming podcast. In each episode, Rob and a guest pick 2 games to play and discuss, as well as news, interviews, and other topics. This week, they're playing through Mighty Bomb Jack and Legendary Wings, 2 great games. Visit them at retrogameclub.net or follow the link in the show notes.
I have not played either of these, but I know them from collecting.
Okay. I have played Legendary Wings both in I played it in the arcade and I played it on the Nintendo. And Mighty Bomb Jack was one of the very first games that I've played for the Nintendo.
Really? One of the first games you ever played? Wow.
Yeah. I had a friend who had a Nintendo who had a bunch of games. He had Mega Man, Mighty Bomb Jack, Chubby Cherub, Athena.
Chubby Cherub.
Yeah, Chubby Cherub is an amazing game. I just wish it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah.
I've never played Mighty Bomb Jack. We do have a copy of Legendary Wings downstairs.
Everybody has a copy of Legendary.
Right.
So they're probably not going to, I don't know, maybe they'll be releasing a $100 anniversary edition of
Please
it.
Please don't.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, students. Please take your seat. Welcome back to Professor Rybread's Gaming History 101. And in today's lesson, we're going to go back to the 90s, where every video game company looked at Mario, looked at Sonic, and said, we need one of those. It is the 35th anniversary of Sonic. So what I was looking at when I was trying to decide what to do for our Gaming History 101 is I wanted to say, okay, what are the weirdest, crappiest tood mascots out there? Because the 90s was full of them, right? And so what I decided is, all right, you know what? I'm going to put together a top 10 list of video game mascots not named Mario or Sonic that had the most tood possible. And we're going to add a little bit of tidbits from the history of it, like tell you a little bit about where they came from. Now, the question is, Blue, do we have enough time to do all 10, or should I cut this down to 5?
How much filler do you have for each segment?
All right, I'll try to make it quick then.
Okay.
Promise of every man. I'll try to make it quick.
I thought, no, that's not the promise of every man. It's the opposite.
Best 10 seconds of your life.
All right, number 10, Awesome Possum. Awesome Possum debuted in Awesome Possum Kicks Dr. Machino's Butt for the Sega Genesis in 1993. It was created by Richard Seaborn and published by Tengen. He was basically an eco-friendly Sonic wannabe. Instead of fighting Robotnik, he fought Dr. Machino, a villain polluting the planet. The game even stopped to ask environmental trivia questions. Original idea was reportedly called Rad Rhino and Awesome Possum, but with Rad Rhino later just became a helper in the final game. Pour one out for Rad Rhino. Awesome Possum is, of course, peak 90s. He's a loud animal mascot. He's digitized voice clips. He had the environmental message and a title that sounds like it came from a kid who just learned the word butt. Awesome Possum is what happens when Sonic gets really into recycling. Number 9, Zool. Zool debuted in Zool, Ninja of the Nth Dimension in 1992, developed by Gremlin Graphics for the Amiga. I actually didn't know in the beginning that it was for the Amiga. Zool was one of the most obvious Sonic rivals in the area. He had fast, colorful, mysterious, and was marketed as Amiga's answer to the mascot platformer craze. And the most 90s part, the game had heavy Chupa Chups lollipop branding. So Zool was a ninja from another dimension running through candy-inspired sponsored levels. That sentence could only exist in the 90s. Let's be honest.
Those things suck, too.
Pun?
Sure.
All right, so I'll say Zool feels like a ninja and a gas station candy display got thrown into a blender. Number 8, Arrow the Acrobat. Arrow debuted in Arrow the Acrobat in 1993, developed by Iguana Entertainment and published by Sunsoft, and was created by David Siller. Sunsoft wanted Arrow to be their big mascot. He was a real bat, an acrobat, and he lived in the circus world, threatened by the villain Edgar Ector. He also had a rival named Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. Will eventually get its own spin-off game. Arrow had all the mascot ingredients. He was an animal hero. He had bright colors. He had the tood. He had a rival character and a villain with a name that sounds like it was a rejected Batman villain. So Arrow is Sonic, but at the circus. Hooray!
If you're just listening, you're missing Donnie is not even with us anymore. He's combing the shelves to see which of these that he owns. You're also missing Free Feet.
Sorry, I had to look. So
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm engaged. I'm really like something's not jiving with me right now. Continue.
Not driving. All right.
That's when the dimension started to show. Number 7, Rystar. Rystar debuted in Rystar for the Sega Genesis 1995. His history is especially interesting because he actually connects back to Sonic's own development. So before Sega settled on Sonic, one early idea was a rabbit character who could stretch his ears to grab things. The idea was dropped, but years later, Sega revisited the grabbing mechanic. So the prototype character was called Feel. And they eventually became Rystar, who used stretchy arms instead of ears. So Rystar is almost like Sonic's alternate universe cousin. The problem with timing was Rystar came out in the end of the Sega Genesis' life, so when everybody was already looking towards the Saturn, PlayStation, and N64. So Rystar is what happens when Sega finds one of Sonic's rejected baby pictures and realizes there's still a good idea in there. Number 6, Spyro the Dragon. Spyro debuted in Spyro the Dragon. Yeah, it's for 1996 or for PlayStation in 1998, developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony. After Insomniac first game, Disruptor, failed to sell big, a studio moved toward a more colorful character. Artist Craig Stint suggested a dragon. Early concepts were darker and more fantasy-based before Spyro became the small, purple troublemaker we know. And character design Charles Zimbias, who has worked on Crash Bandicoot, helped shape Spyro's look. Fun fact, Spyro was originally green, but the team changed it to purple so he would not blend into the grassy environments. He was also almost called Pete and later Pyro before becoming Spyro. So Spyro
Pete?
started, yes, just, hey, it's Pete.
Pete's Dragon. It's a thing.
Yeah, my name is Petey and I have gigantic, never mind. Spyro started as a fantasy dragon and ended up as a tiny purple menace with a middle school sarcasm level.
So to clarify, before the rage starts, you're lumping Spyro in on a list of worst mascots.
I didn't say worst. I just said like overly tooty is what I'll say.
Like with an attitude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know what number 1 is.
Okay. We'll see.
That's
Number 5
you.
is Rayman. Rayman debuted in Rayman in 1995, created by Michael Ansel at Ubisoft. Rayman was not exactly a Sonic clone, but he was absolutely part of the 90s mascot wave. His design was instantly recognizable. No arms, no legs, floating hands and feet, and helicopter hair. The limbless, there's the word, design also made him easier to animate and helped him stand out from the army of animal mascots. Rayman actually started as early as the Super Nintendo prototype before the final game launched on platforms like the Atari Jaguar, PlayStation, Saturn, and even on the PC. While other mascots tried louder and cooler, Rayman felt more like a European cartoon. So Rayman saw every mascot putting on sneakers and sunglasses and said, what if we just took away the legs? Number 4, Bubsy.
I knew he was on this list.
Donnie was literally just typing it into chat.
Bubsy debuted in Bubsy in Claw's Encounter of the Furred Kind in 1993.
We're only at number 4 and we're at Bubsy?
Again, it's not like the shittiest ones.
Okay, I apologize.
And really, this is in no order. I was just throwing these together, right?
All right,
But,
all right,
yep.
all right.
Developed by Accolade and was created by Michael Berlin, who had previously worked on Infocom. Bubsy may have been the ultimate we need our own Sonic mascot, and Berlin reportedly studied Sonic closely to figure out why he worked, and then created a wisecracking bobcat with a gliding mechanic and endless catchphrases. His famous line was, "What could possibly go wrong?" Well, history answered. A lot. Bubsy had the animal design, the pun title, the smirk, the attitude, the nonstop talking, but he also became a symbol of how companies misunderstood Sonic. Sonic was not popular only because he had the tood. The games also felt good. Bubsy looked at Sonic and said, what if we add more talking?
Kakalikoa says Bubsy was more of a, we have Sonic at home.
Right? Number 3 is Gex. Gex debuted in Gex 1995, developed by Crystal Dynamics and created by Lyle Hall. Crystal Dynamics wanted a mascot for the CD era, and Gex was built around voice clips, jokes, and pop culture references. Its early versions also had him listed as Gecko X, a Hollywood stuntman trying to save his own movie. Eventually, this evolved into Gex being trapped in a media dimension, fighting the villains Rez through TV-themed world. In North America, Gex got voiced by Dana Gould, which I actually did not know that until doing this, which helped define his whole personality. He was sarcastic, reference-heavy, and completely soaked in 90s television culture. So Gex is what happens when a mascot gets bitten by a radioactive blockbuster video. Number 2, Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim debuted in Earthworm Jim in 1994 for the Genesis, later coming to the Super Nintendo and other platforms. It was created by Doug TenNapel and was developed by Shiny Entertainment, led by David Parrott. Jim started as a simple sketch of an earthworm. Shiny took the idea and turned it into one of the weirdest mascot games of the decade. An ordinary worm gets a super suit and becomes a hero. The villains weren't just bizarre. I mean, you had the Queen Slug for a butt, Professor Monkey for a head, Psy-Crow, and Bob the Killer Goldfish. This was not just a Sonic clone. Earthworm Jim had the Tood, but it felt more creative than corporate. It was gross, it was funny, it was strange, and it was unfortunately beautifully animated at times. So Doug TenNapel even voiced Jim for the original game. So Earthworm Jim feels like a sketchbook got struck by lightning. And number 1 is...
Can I guess?
Yes.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot debuted in Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation in 1996, developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony. Main creators were Andy Gavin and Josh Rubin, with major character design work from Joe Pearson and Charles Zembias. Now, Crash was created by Sony, needed a mascot for the PlayStation era, and Nintendo had Mario, Sega had Sonic. Sony needed something and someone louder, weirder, more chaotic. Early development, Crash was known as Willy the Wombat, which thankfully did not stick. His design was also shaped by PlayStation's camera and technical limitations. So since each player often saw him from behind, the team gave him a big, readable silhouette, big orange fur, wild animation, and exaggerated features. And hula! Crash had the Tood, but unlike a lot of mascots on this list, he also had the game to back it up, which became one of the many faces PlayStation helped move into the mascot war in 3D. Now, before he became PlayStation's crate-smashing goblin child, Crash was, of course, Willy the Wombat, which sounds like a guy selling fireworks out of a van. So what did we learn today? Well, for one, the 90s mascot boom was not just about characters. It was about companies chasing some identity, right? You know, Mario had the charm. Sonic had the Tood. And everyone else started just throwing animals and sneakers and catchphrases and weird gimmicks at the wall and hoping it all sticks. So some became legends. Crash, Spyro, Rayman, Earthworm Jim. Some became favorites. Gex, Rystar, Arrow, Zool. Some became cautionary tales. Bubsy. Together tells the story of a decade when every publisher wanted the next big mascot. Every mascot needed the Tood, and apparently nobody on a video game box was allowed to stand normally.
Simon says, "Fools! Why would you try and chase the fastest thing alive?"
So that brings us to the end of today's Gaming History 101. So thank you all for stopping by and listening. And if you have any ideas that you would like to see, feel free to email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com, and we might feature your suggestion. So thank you for coming or listening to episode 218 of Gamers Week Podcast. And a big thank you to the Retro Game Club Podcast, Love Retro BTW, Pixel Pond Production Company, and absolutely the best podcast, A Work in Progress. No explanation.
Doesn't have the same
panache
with it.
Panache.
You know what? Everybody wearing headphones appreciates it.
Welcome for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to check out their links in the show notes. And if you want to connect with Gamers Week, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Gamers Week PC. Watch us right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/GamersWeekPodcast. We'll record live every Wednesday at 8:30 Central. Email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. Visit our merch store at gamers-week-podcast.creator-spring.com. Or if you want to do it the easy way, follow the link in the show notes. Last but not least, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/gamersweek. And finally, since you made it all the way to the end of the episode, please leave us a rating and review to let us know how we did. Really do value your feedback. And while you're there, consider subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. RGB out.
All right, Seacrest. Tonight, while I was sitting down eating dinner, I was watching the news. Yes, I was watching the news. And then all of a sudden, Wheel of Fortune comes on. And for a split second, I almost considered watching it. And then I was like, no, I'm not ready for that yet. Seacrest is the host of Wheel of Fortune with Vanna White. She is still kicking, going strong with a younger man at the helm.
Atta girl. Getting an early taste of the retiree life, an early dinner, watching the news, followed by Wheel of Fortune.
It wasn't an early dinner. It was 6 o'clock. A respectable dinner time.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it into early bird special.
The early bird special is like 4:30.
But we're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
Yeah,
right? Every 30 minutes you reduce, you get just a little bit closer.
Yep. It's like daylight savings. You just bump it a little closer every year.
Thank you, everybody, for listening with us and hanging out with us tonight on Wednesday, episode 218. We'll be back next week for another Uncut on Monday, and then we will be able to give you a new episode 219 next week. So have fun. Peace. We will talk to you later.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
One. Cut a hole in a box. Put your junk in that box. Make her open the box. And that's the way you do it. It's my in a box. My in a box, baby. It's my in a box. In a box, girl.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut, patrons with benefits. This is the unscripted, patron-only bonus cast with less editing and more dirty jokes. We don't know where the conversation will go, but we're sure it will be weird.
This fish just went right on my nipple, and I'm just like,
I Google Street Fighter 6. The first search result that comes up is people think they can see Ryu's in the Street Fighter 6 reveal.
Listen up here, kids. You're not going to want to get one of those VD-STDs things, right? Make it fall off. When you go, grab a pro. You'll be doing it for America.
that was perfect.
If you want to hear weekly episodes of our patron-only bonus cast, join us at patreon.com/gamersweek.